Hello fight fans, welcome to Knockout Chaos Boxing News. Back here with another one. It's always a pleasure for me to share with you my insights on boxing, this sport I love so much. But before we begin, if you are new to the channel, please kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you are informed each time we drop a new content. Your suggestions, comments and opinions are the main reason we keep on working diligently to bring you the best content in boxing. Today, let's discuss the upcoming fight between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, scheduled for February 22nd, 2025 in Saudi Arabia under the event called The Last Crescendo. We will also feature the main fight between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. As Anthony Joshua once said, the first time was nice, but we had to do it twice, reflecting on his hard-fought victory over Andy Ruiz after their initial bout at Madison Square Garden, where he suffered a disappointing loss. However, in the case of the first encounter between Artur Beterbiev and Bivol, it is clear that the first time was not nice, thus creating a need for a rematch between both fighters. Why was the first time not nice? The answer is simple. Beterbiev's majority decision victory over Bivol was almost like a Pyrrhic victory. A significant portion of boxing fans did not approve Beterbiev's win. Upon hearing the judges' controversial results at the end of the fight, they immediately cried foul, accusing the referees of robbing Bivol of his victory. Eddie Hearn, who was already frustrated by the defeats of his fighters throughout the year, also expressed his outrage during the chorus of those decrying the outcome. On Artur Beterbiev's side, this victory did not appear to be well deserved. The surrounding noise and criticisms regarding this first encounter unfortunately overshadowed the opportunity for Beterbiev and his team to celebrate such a win. This outcome was quite unfamiliar to Artur Beterbiev and his team, as Bivol became the first boxer to take Beterbiev the distance, a stark contrast to his previous record of winning all his fights by knockout, with 20 fights and 20 knockouts at the time he faced Bivol. The question that lingered before their initial bout, who is the superior boxer between these two, remains unanswered, and the boxing community eagerly anticipates a rematch to settle this debate. The controversial decision also didn't appear to please His Excellency Taki Lashi, who has quickly organized a rematch between the two fighters so we can see the real champion rise. This battle is therefore shaping up to be more intense and thrilling than the first fight. Following the overview of events that characterized the first fight and led to the scores declared by the referees, 116, 112, 115, 113, and 114, 114, it is now essential to examine the strategic approaches used by both fighters that contributed to the ensuing controversy. From a technical standpoint, Artur Beterbiev's performance was somewhat disappointing. He began the first fight at a notably slow pace, displaying excessive respect for Bivol. In contrast, Bivol was very active from the onset, launching significant and rapid attacks during which he landed the cleanest punches while avoiding prolonged exchanges in close quarters. This was indeed a sound strategy, as Artur Beterbiev poses a considerable threat in close-range confrontations. The Bivol therefore appeared, at least initially, to be the one dominating the fight, particularly in the first half, during which he also exhibited excessive defensiveness and a keen concern about absorbing punches from Artur Beterbiev. This narrative is not particularly surprising as it aligns with Bivol's natural fighting style. Bivol is a skilled boxer who typically secures victories by decision after 12 rounds, adopting an extremely defensive posture. This style bears some resemblance to that of Shakur Stevenson. However, the downside of such a fighting style is that it can sometimes be viewed as rather dull, potentially failing to capture the judge's attention. Some may interpret this approach as indicative of fear or a lack of confidence, leading to the impression that the opponent may be more dangerous than he actually is. But Artur Beterbiev is exceptionally dangerous, particularly when fighting in the pocket, as this significantly increases the chances of knocking out his opponents. Dmitry Bivol was accurately aware of this fact. The first fight became particularly thrilling when Artur Beterbiev, in the latter half of the fight, recognized the risk of losing on point to Bivol and began to intensify his efforts, building on his punching power. Consequently, the dynamics of the fight shifted. Bivol, who initially appeared to be in control, found himself in a survival mode. I even considered the possibility of him being knocked out if the fight extended to a 13th round. This intense pressure and Artur Beterbiev evident determination to dominate the bout ultimately swayed the judges' opinions, leading to his recognition as a new undisputed champion. However, the pressing question for the second fight is what will be different this time. Can we expect an improved version of both fighters? In my opinion, the upcoming match between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol will be very different. The fighter likely to deliver an improved performance for boxing fans is Artur Beterbiev. I guess Beterbiev does not want to leave the outcome of this second fight in the hands of the judges, as he is not accustomed to winning fights in that manner. As a knockout artist, he is unlikely going to accept another controversial majority decision victory. Therefore, it appeared that he is preparing to secure a knockout against Bivol. His training regimen ahead of this second fight seemed to reflect his mindset going to this fight. In a recent video, Beterbiev was seen focusing on his power, conditioning his hands and wrists with iron to enhance his formidable punching power for this rematch. His training routine is intimidating. He was also seen striking a tire with a hammer for an hour. He is fully aware that he is not a boxer but rather a knockout artist, while Bivol is a boxer. Therefore, Beterbiev needs to leave the boxing chapter to Bivol and focus on knocking him out. To achieve this, instead of starting the fight slowly as he did in the first encounter, Artur Beterbiev needs to turn up the heat and start mixing it up right from the beginning of the fight and compel Bivol to fight on the back foot, similar to how he performed in the latter half of the initial fight when he had Bivol in trouble. He must cut off the ring effectively and restrict Bivol's movement. Additionally, Artur Beterbiev's inactivity during the first round of his first fight with Bivol may be attributed to his knee injury. Some might attribute it to his age, 40 years of age at this point. However, I believe his knee injury, of which I still question whether he was fully recovered at the time of the fight, it could be the primary reason Artur Beterbiev initially chose to observe and analyze Bivol's strengths and weaknesses before increasing this pressure. You might be wondering about his stamina if he starts applying pressure right from the early round of the fight. That question shouldn't even arise. If Artur Beterbiev can hit a tire with a hammer for an hour, then he can definitely turn up the heat from the first round and go all the way to the 12th if a knockout doesn't happen. This strategy could be the most effective and could lead to him knocking out Bivol. It would be tough for Bivol to fight defensively on the back foot and under constant pressure without getting fatigued and lowering his guard. As for Bivol, I do not believe he can put up a better performance in the second fight. For me, Bivol appeared to be at his peak during the first fight, which leaves little room for improvement. Nonetheless, what chance can Bivol make going into this second fight? If he decides to fight in close quarters with Beterbiev, he will provide Artur Beterbiev with a golden opportunity to showcase his skills, where he is particularly dangerous and good at. We may witness a repeat of the initial outcome as the same cause lead to the same effects. In my opinion, the only aspect Bivol should focus on is to enhance his punching power so that his strikes can be more impactful to scare Artur Beterbiev a little bit away and limit the insane pressure he is more likely going to bring from the very start of the fight. Considering all this, I predict that Artur Beterbiev will win this second fight by knockout. Fight fans, let me know what your thoughts are on this. Who do you think will win this fight? Leave your thoughts in the comment section, and please do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for our little boxing news and analysis. And I'm out. Peace.